I'm Jennifer Hurvitz, and welcome to Doing Relationships Right. Raw, authentic, and insightful, this podcast is a no bullshit look at relationships during midlife. It's not just talk, it's practical advice you can use, stressing self-improvement and personal growth. This podcast guides you in navigating online dating, building resilience, and finding the right partner for a fulfilling and healthy relationship. Have questions that need answering? No worries, I've got you. And we'll figure it all out together without taking ourselves too seriously here on Doing Relationships Right. Good morning. Good morning. This is Doing Relationships Right. I'm Jennifer Hurvitz, and I'm back. I can't believe I'm back. It's been a really long time since I did a new episode, and here we are. I don't know what day it is. I usually say, it's Tuesday morning. It's Podcast Tuesday, but I don't know when I'm starting, and I'm not really sure. So hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited. I always say that all the time. I'm super excited, but I really am really excited for today's guest, my first guest back, Holly Walsh. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for having me on today.
How are you?
Really good.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about you, and then you can tell me if this is all good. Okay, so first of all, I love this. You're alcohol-free, sober.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about sober dating, and you have a new app and a new everything that I cannot wait to talk about. You're also a coach, right? I'm going to read this. I love this. Holly is a coach that believes that stories have the power to inspire and uplift. I copied this off your website because I loved it. Her life journey has been a roller coaster of experiences, but through it all, she's emerged stronger, more resilient, and ready to help others navigate the complexities of life. Oh, I love that. I just love that. And you also explain, I have so many questions. You also just got accredited a diploma for coaching and positive psychology. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God. And then something else, you're like a sober coach. You can get accredited to be a sober coach.
Yeah. So the course that I did is accredited by the international coaching bodies. So I did the positive psychology diploma, and then I also did the alcohol-free course. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start at the beginning. How did this start? Let me hear a little bit of your story, and just tell me, what's up? I can't wait to hear.
Okay. I don't really know where to begin.
You started dating. Did you start? What got you to how did you get to the sober? How did that happen? How did you decide one day I'm just going to wake up and do this sober?
I think, like so many mums, I was a definite victim of mummy wine culture.
Me too.
We were told that it was okay to drink at home alone as long as the kids were in the bath, because then you're not really alone. And we all had the coasters, didn't we? And the posters in our houses, and everywhere it was, happy house runs on Prosecco.
Oh my God.
Just everywhere. We were indoctrinated, and everybody was doing it, and it was normal. But actually, looking after young children with a hangover is really, really tricky.
Right.
And I feel like that advertising was definitely created by probably men. Sorry to say it.
Totally.
I moved behind a pub. Obviously, in Britain, we have quite a big pub culture over here. And so that was when my little boy was born. And my kind of release, or my version of self-care, was to go and get completely plastered at the pub every Friday night. But then I'd spend Saturday being really poorly. I was never a good drunk, and I could never handle the booze, and that always made me poorly, but I just kept doing it. And, after 8 years, I thought, there's got to be more to life than this. Had been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, put on antidepressants.
Me too.
I just felt like I was on a complete hamster wheel. I'd get wasted on a weekend, spend Monday to Thursday recovering, and then go out with the girls again on the Friday. And I was working part-time. I'd reduced my hours at work to try and do childcare as well. But obviously that led to opportunities for midweek drinking.
Sure.
And when the pandemic hit, I was on two bottles of wine a day.
Right. And you know what though, Holly, I think that's, I don't want to say normal, but I think a lot of us that are moms, that's what we do. It's day drinking, and we drink with our friends, and it's and it just, you're right. It became the norm. I don't think that you're abnormal I think that that's what happens. We're just oh, it's wine. It's fine. We're home with I get it.
And everybody's doing it, aren't they? So,
yes.
It's it was fine. I just think though you get to the age where, I'm 45 now, I'm perimenopausal, and I just couldn't handle a hangover. And weirdly enough, I started to do periods of abstinence in 2022. And then every time I drank again after like say 4 weeks off or 6 weeks off, I found I got very drunk very, very quickly. And I was extremely sick the night I got home from drinking.
Oh, that's no fun.
So no, it's no fun for me. It was no fun for my husband.
No, you know what? It's no fun. I mean, it's fun until it's not, right? I mean, like,
yeah,
I know.
This is it.
I know.
And I think they say now, don't they, that really nobody beyond the age of 30 should be drinking, because your brain just can't regenerate in the same way. Your body just can't recover in the same way. So yeah, it came to a very natural end. I definitely wanted to do it, but I found it extremely tough because my entire life was built around brunches, Prosecco. I mean, it would be my birthday. Every birthday card on my wall would be a reference to drinking. I was the girl that drank all the time.
Okay.
So kind of had to completely change, well, not change my identity, but kind of dig deep, find out like, who am I inside deep down? So yeah, I went on a lot of soul searching, joined a lot of amazing communities. I've made some incredible sober friends. And I do lots of kind of meetups and go to festivals where there's no alcohol and kind of have my life, but in the sober space.
Yes. I love this, but I have a question for you. So did you lose friends when you got sober? Did your friends change, or did they just not drink? I'm always so curious about this because I don't really drink, but I have friends that are like, really, that's what they do. They drink. That's their thing. So I just never know, like, how does that progress? Like, did you lose friends?
To be honest, that was the hardest part of the whole thing. Yeah. I had to really distance myself from people that I'd been spending every single weekend with for 10 years. And it was painful. I don't think they fully understood. I think they felt slightly like I was doing them a disservice, a bit like, Holly's on this journey now and she's kind of keeping us at arm's length. But I just had to. But I just had you got to, I always say this, you have to protect your sobriety at whatever cost.
I love
that's
that.
what I was doing.
Yeah. You got to protect your sobriety. That is so true. You can't put yourself in places that you're going to be, tested.
Exactly. Yep. And last year I did have a few drinks on a few occasions. I never got drunk, but every single one of those occasions was with the old groups of friends in the old environment. So I knew then that actually I'm not strong enough to do this. I need to keep my distance until I'm in a place where I can do it, and your interests change so much and your hobbies change, and we all get into yoga, meditation, breath work. We all want to go vegan,
But it's a good thing.
Buying shampoo from the supermarket. You just become so highly aware of everything you put into your body and on your skin. But we all like this little cult of ex-drinkers.
Isn't it so fun? It's just so interesting to me because I feel like that was the same way with my divorce. Like kind of when I got divorced, all of a sudden, it like changed my friend group. It changed, people didn't understand. I don't think you get anything until you go through it. Like you can totally sympathize. Oh, I can understand. But empathy is such, a different place where you can't get it. And it's not their fault. But at the same time, I totally like self-care, like having to distance yourself and going into the yoga and all that. I love it. I mean, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. So did it change your relationship with how old is your son? Do you mind me asking?
My son is 9 and my daughter's 20.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, if everyone's watching this, I thought maybe you're 30. You look fantastic. I need to know what you're doing on your skin. That's first. So you have a 20-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Yeah. I was married before. That was an horrible abusive relationship. That's probably a story for another podcast.
You'll come back. We'll talk about that too. We can get into that. That's all I talk about all day is horrible. But we're trying to do relationships right here. But I feel like sometimes it's just a common thread. Like a lot of guests are divorced or have been through narcissistic abuse. And it's just, it's a mess. Anyways, so back to so then you started your coaching.
So because I joined an app called Dry, which is a sober community, there was a guy who was helping run that called Andy Ramage.
Okay.
So he's really big in the sober space, and he'd always been an inspiration for me. And he was running a coaching course, and I just said, I'm just going to do it. I need something in my life to change dramatically. I'm just going to go and do it. Don't know where it came from. And I threw myself into it. It was a 6-month course and I just loved it. It was intense. It was fantastic. I mean, my day job in recruitment suffered a lot. I'm not going to lie. So my income kind of went down, but you know, the amount of self-development I did at a personal level whilst learning to become a coach was astounding. And then it benefited my children, my husband, my sisters, my mum. We've all managed to strengthen our relationships because of the way that I feel I now know how to speak to people.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think it's great. And so then, wait, this is like the coolest thing. So first of all, sober dating, quote unquote, sober dating is like a trend now. It's a big trend.
Yes.
So it's like, it's not about just going to the bar and having drinks or about like, which is what I did on almost every one of my dates, ironically enough. Back when I was dating, it was like, oh, let's meet for drinks. Let's meet for drinks. And then everything changes, right? I mean, like he's been drinking. I've been drinking things. It's just the whole relationship is different when there's alcohol involved.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I did my fair share of online dating when I got divorced before I met my husband, and I got drunk on every date.
Yeah,
I've got horror stories. I know what it's like to be on a date and be drunk, and be the idiot, be the victim, be the person who doesn't feel safe. There's so much, and I always say, like, your mum always tells you when you're a little kid, don't take sweets from strangers. But someone should be telling adults, don't get drunk with a stranger. But if you think about what you're doing, you're going to meet somebody you've never met before and you're putting yourself in the most vulnerable position, letting your guard down. It's actually insane to think about drinking on a first date. And also, surely you want to show up as your authentic self. Just to stop any time wasting. You want to show this person who you are. You want to know who they really are. And you do an activity that makes you tick and that you love doing, that nobody really wants to go for a drink.
I know, right? It's so boring. And it's so like, boring. Let's do it again. And then who pays for the drink? I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, look, there's no drinking on the first date, period. Like, do your thing. But like, I completely agree with you. Like, just show up as your authentic self. You don't, if you need to have a drink, I don't know if that says anything, but like, I think that we can all go without a drink on the first, second, third date. I just do something like an activity. I tell them, go bowling or ice skating or, something fun and just put yourself in. I love where you're coming from. I totally agree.
Yeah. Because people are kind of saying, to go on a date, I need to have a drink and I need to lose a little bit of who I am and become a generic person. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. No. And then you end up, having second dates because you're like, well, did I actually like them or not? Well, I'm not really sure. I don't remember. Right. And and this is another thing. I know that a lot of my single friends say, well, dating's so time consuming. Well, it's not time consuming if you meet somebody for a coffee for half an hour. Exactly. It's time consuming if you use your Friday night, you go and get hammered, you're poorly the next day, and then you need to go on another date because you can't remember.
I love you. I literally, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Like, you're wasting so much time. Like, you're just wasting time. And I believe that a first date should be called a meet anyway, like meet 20 minutes for coffee, ice cream, just a quick hello. People spend so much time and energy on this first date and they end up, you're right, 1 drink, 2 drink, 3 drink. And then they're like, well, did I like that guy? Was I even,
what? You're right. First meet is a much better way of putting it. Because, you meet somebody and within 10, 15 minutes whether or not there's going to be something there. But what is the point in texting back and forth and just all this nonsense? And what's the point in putting makeup on and booking a babysitter and all that stuff? You don't know if you're going to like someone till you've just had your physical proximity, to each other, and you've got your energies. Do they match? Don't they match? You're going to know. I mean, you're not going to know if you're half cut.
That's exactly. You know what? That's so true. And then also you have to worry about, like, how do I get home? Do I take an Uber? Does he drive me? Then you put yourself in this vulnerable position where you're drunk or, I've like And now what? Right? I tell my clients all the time, like, you don't know this person. You don't know this person. And they'll be like, well, I talked to him for 3 weeks during, we texted back and forth. I'm like, what? None of that. Like, there's no reason to have all of that. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because if you get in person and it doesn't work. And then you've wasted all your time. I totally agree with you,
Mm.
So then also, I know that on the dating apps now, you can put like vegan, sober, don't do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you went one step further and you did something really cool. And so tell us what's happening.
Well, I mean, for ours, for the app that we're building, we don't want anybody to have to identify as anything.
I love it.
Because I do not believe in labels, full stop. And I don't think somebody should have to declare whether they're sober or sober curious. And also, there are plenty of people out there who like to have a wine with a meal in a civilized manner, but definitely don't want to have a drink on a first date.
That's me.
But they're
100%.
labeled as completely boring. Like my best friend in the world said to me about a month ago, I really like this guy, but he only wants to go for a date on a Sunday because of work and I can't go. And I said, well, why can't you go? She said, well, I've got work the next day. I went, and she said, well, I'll have to drink. I said, why will you have to drink? And she said, because if I don't have a drink, he'll think I'm really boring.
Oh.
And honestly,
wow.
like, I think if you're between 40 and 50 and you want to get in the dating scene, if you say I'm sober, I don't drink, anything like that,
I agree.
You lose a lot of attention from people.
I totally agree. And you know what else? There's all these different things now, like sober curious, sober, California sober. I don't even know what that means. I heard it the other day. Someone's like, well, I'm like, what's that mean? You smoke? I can't even wrap my head around what this just.
Oh, is it having a joint instead of having a beer?
That's exactly right. So it's like, they're like,
hey, have you heard of zebra striping in London?
No, what is that?
Yeah, you have an alcoholic drink and then you have a non-alcoholic drink and then you have an alcoholic drink and a non-alcoholic drink.
Okay, what's that called?
Zebra striping.
Zebra striping.
Zebra. Sorry, it's my accent.
Oh, zebra. Is this
like zebra?
Is it this? Yeah. Is it like the animal? Like the animal, like the black and white. Okay, gotcha. I'm like zebra. I'm like, that is a zebra. Duh. Hello, Jennifer. I haven't had my coffee yet. It's early here. I'm dying. I can't believe it. So now you've made an app.
So
you have an app.
We don't have the app yet.
It's coming soon.
Sorry. We have the landing page.
Okay.
We have the Instagram page.
Yes, I love it.
And we're actually, so my husband already has a tech company, so he's helping me with this. And the other guy that's helped me already built a successful dating app and sold it for quite a bit. So we're on the right footing.
Okay, awesome.
But I really, at the moment, I'm looking for a co-founder to do it with, because I'm got quite a lot on my plate with my coaching.
Yes.
I'm going to start training to become a yoga teacher in January.
God,
because I'm going to be running 2 retreats next year, and I want to run lots of retreats and be able to teach my own yoga on the retreats.
Okay, will you let me know? Send me. I want an invitation. I would love to do that. I need to. That's amazing. I love yoga retreats. I do Pilates too, but yoga's like, it's the best. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So can I say the name of the app or no?
Yeah, sure. At the moment, it's just sodadate.com.
Sodadate.
It's just a landing page at the moment.
Yep, but I love Instagram. The Instagram page is all purple and white, and I love it.
Yes,
it's very
cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of like that app. Like I think there are apps that are specifically for. Like you don't have to label yourself because if you're on the app, right? Like there's actually something called positive whatever positive, or if you have herpes. Like you just go on this app and everyone, because you don't have to say I have herpes. Everybody knows. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean, that is a dating app for there's one for farmers in the UK.
I know. Farmers here too. Yes, here too, farmers.
I love it. Like they're their own breed of person, farmers.
I think they are, actually. I think they are. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying, you think to yourself, if you put yourself in a better position, if you set yourself up for success. Right. Yeah. So why would you, I always tell my Jewish friends, because I'm Jewish, I'm like, just go on JDate. If you only want to date a Jewish guy, what are you doing? Like, don't waste everybody's time. Go on the app that gives you the niche. Right.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to go on a date and you don't want to be, someone turning up smelling of alcohol, half drunk and feeling vulnerable, this is going to be the place to go.
Oh my God.
And you know what? 1 in 3 people in the world globally drink. So that means 2 in 3 people in the world globally don't drink. So I'd say that's a pretty big market for people that want to go on a sober date.
I think it's a huge market.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. And I think that a lot of people, you're right. They don't want to say I'm sober because it's like a stigma of like that you're bored or boring or that you're not up to party. And like, I just,
or that you like, or you're an ex-addict or something. People are worried about being thought of like that as well.
Right. Oh, I never, I mean, absolutely. It's just the whole thing is just, you're making it so much more, positive to be sober. I think it's really great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a couple more things. First of all, I have to ask you a couple questions. These are just personal. Okay. What is your favorite, TV show or something that you binge, or do you watch TV or Netflix or something? What's your favorite?
You're going to laugh. Okay. We're obsessed with Young Sheldon.
Oh my God. I love it. So it's a great show, isn't it? Young Sheldon. I didn't realize it was that Sheldon's a guy from the Big Bang character.
Big Bang Theory.
I had no idea. That's awesome.
It's all the characters in it. Mimo, she's amazing. Mary, the mom, just the humor. I love it. And I can watch it with my little boy. And we watch it on loop, on repeat.
Oh my God, I love
it. If I don't put that on, he's got Henry Danger on, and I can't cope with Henry Danger.
What is that?
Oh, it's
some kind of like kid thing.
This Henry Danger and Captain Man. It's very popular with 9-year-old boys.
I wouldn't know. My boys one of them's upstairs sleeping. He's probably like, Mom, you're kidding me right now. He's 20. And then I have a 22. I can't believe how old my kids are, Holly. I don't know how this happened. You have a 20-year-old, you blink. It's like,
I know.
All of a sudden they're 20. I'm like, oh, but you probably look like sisters.
I did it again.
Yeah, you did.
So I know. So I'm going to be doing a school run until I fully have grey hair.
But that will keep you so young, I think. I'm so jealous. When my kids left, I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, my whole life was them, So I wrote a couple books and I figured, we'll see. I love it.
Empty nest syndrome.
It's the worst.
It's real. Well, my mum has that, from my sister's left home. And then she was like, what do I do now? And that also motivated me to, really forge ahead with like doing a career that I really want, that I can do until I drop dead, basically. I don't have to retire now.
Yeah, it's me too. I don't feel it. Although sometimes I do feel like I'm going to drop dead. I'm like, if I had to do one more social media post, I feel like it's like just so all encompassing, but it's good. We're doing people a service. So okay. Holly, tell me this. I have another question. So we did your is there a movie that you want to see, or are you even go to movies anymore? I don't even go to movies.
I go to movies with Kit. So anything that's a 12 or a 12A you have here, or a PG or a U.
Yeah.
So we just watched If. If? You won't know it because you don't have young kids.
No.
If it's about, it's actually really sad. It's with Ryan Reynolds. It's about a young girl whose mum dies and she has an imaginary friend and a whole group of imaginary friends. And it's all about children's imaginary friends being real things.
And Ryan Reynolds is in it?
Yeah, he's one of the imaginary friends.
I'd have him for an imaginary friend. I'd have no problem with him being my imaginary friend.
Yeah, the kid of good taste.
I love it. Okay, so movie. What are you doing? Besides your yoga, what else do you love?
So I love cooking. I love cooking. Yes.
Okay. Cannot cook.
Oh, really?
My kids are like, oh, Mom's cooking. We need to go out to dinner somewhere. I'm the worst. I don't know if I'm the worst or I just like never liked it, or like my ex-husband told me I sucked at it. So I'm like, screw you. I'm not going to do it. It's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
So you love cooking. Do you watch the cooking shows? Because I watch all of them.
Well, I'm a bit obsessed with them. I have stints of veganism, you see. So I tend to watch all the stuff on Netflix, and then I got that Radu Pachetti's latest book, Jay Shetty's wife.
Yes. Oh, I didn't realize that
So they're married. So she does Ayurvedic cooking, and that's obviously ties in with yoga. And I went for an Ayurvedic massage, and I did a day-long Ayurvedic massage course. So I learned how to do it. And I was like, I need to get into this way of living. So
I'm coming to your retreat. If you do a retreat, please. Because if you have all this going on, it sounds amazing. It does. It sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I go through fits and spurts, and then I'll just cook from that religiously. And I always post it on my socials. And then I'm like, I feel like I might need to eat some steak.
I know. I am vegetarian too. I'm not vegan, but I haven't eaten. And the other day I'm like, I need a hamburger. I just need a hamburger. I'm like, I don't know if that's okay, but I'm going to have a hamburger. Wait, I have one more question. You also are a coach. People can find you and actually hire you to coach all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And that on your website.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. HelloHollyForCoaching.com. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to, I think I'm going to mainly focus on promoting the alcohol-free coaching. So it just ties in with where I'm at in my life. But obviously I did recruitment for 15 years. So I have had a couple of clients where I helped coach them with their careers and they've been successful and got new jobs. So that's good.
Oh, that is good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Holly, it was so nice meeting you. And I was so glad you're here as my guest back. it's like very
welcome back.
Yay, thank you. It's very surreal. I'm like, okay, let's do this again. It's been 7 years, 400 episodes. Which is insane to me. Insane. But I know I missed my listeners. I missed it. You just miss it. It's one of those things. But we're going to put everything, how we can find you in the show notes. It's all going to be there so people can find you. Holly Walsh, you're awesome. And I'm proud of you. I think what you're doing is amazing. And I don't know. All the feels. All the feels.
Thank you so much.
All the feels.
You're amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. So listen, everybody do me a favor, follow Holly. That's first of all. I have to do a little business before we go. Check out my video courses on my website. They're new. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, just follow me. I feel like nobody follows me anymore. They just want to voyeur and watch and hang out, but no one so push the follow button, y'all. Everybody push the follow button for Holly too. Go follow Holly. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I will, I'll be back. I'm here. I'll be back. And I always say this before I leave: peace, love, and so much truth. That's what I say. So thanks, Holly. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Bye, you guys. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Doing Relationships Right. Don't forget, if you love my content and want to show your support, subscribe, rate, and review it on your favorite podcast platform. And grab my books, Midlife Priceless, A Dating Coach's Guide to Finally Doing Relationships Right, Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, and One Happy Divorce at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target.com, or my website, jenniferhurvitz.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Peace, love, and so much truth.